So as a longtime fishing guide, I get a lot of clients out that either have a lot of experience or don't have any experience at all on the ice. And there are a couple different things that I see that they make mistakes with while they're fishing. And they're really easy things to remedy. You just actually have to think about them. So one is, as you're jigging and watching your electronics and you get a bite, it's really important that you turn your vision from your screen actually to your rod tip. Because even though you can visually see underneath the ice with your sonar, every inch from the top down to the bottom, when that fish approaches your bait, you have to look at your rod tip to know when it actually physically hits. And especially like today where I'm fishing out on open ice, I've got my gloves on because it's pretty chilly out. I can't always feel that bite, so I need to physically see it to set the hook. The other thing is determining when to set the hook. When you get that bite, some days you'll just be moving that bait barely and a fish will come up and just take the worm or the plastic on the tail of the jig, and you'll set the hook and miss it entirely. And so you have to let that fish take it a little bit longer. Other times they inhale it right away and you don't have to wait for even a second. So you have to think about how that fish reacted the previous fish that you caught, so you know how to react on your next one to ensure that you get it up to the top of the hole. And then the last thing, and this is so simple, we do it open water all the time. When you're reeling a fish in, we always make sure we've got a little bit of line up and we lift up that bait so the fish comes right to our hand or the lure comes right to our hand. We don't ever crank it right into the rod tip and then lift it out of the hole. We see that ice fishing a lot, where people will have their rod bend down to the water, they're fighting a big fish, and they're not aware, they don't have the self-awareness to determine where that fish is in relation to their rod tip, and they'll crank it right up to the tip. Not only can you lose the fish, you can damage your equipment. So make sure to leave out just a little bit of line, then each time that you catch a fish or lift up your bait, it can go right to your hand. So you follow those couple tips, you're gonna catch a lot more fish, and you're gonna be easier on your equipment too.